Hello, this is Vance, and this is Thursday, March the 26th, 2015. These are the CL trades for today using the slow hand method for price action. Price opened in the overnight 49.02, and from there in the overnight, even price gained $3.50, almost $3.50. So we had this tremendous move overnight. And it topped out. The high of the day turned out to be 52.48 on that from this overnight move, and that's against the backdrop of yesterday, where we had that movement up, but in the overnight it really took off. So let's take a look at the 1440 chart for a second. I've been showing that for the last few sessions, and when you take a look at the 1440 chart, the daily chart actually, look where we are. Again, I was talking about this like a couple of weeks back. Price was trading in this tight range. It traded out of this range down to here. Now it's traded back, and look where we got the high right into this. Now I was talking about trading back into the zone, but you can see this rebound that took place over the last few sessions. Again, I had a kind of an extended talk yesterday about pricing of oil and so forth, and $50 a barrel. But we had this pretty big movement up. What accounts for it? I have no idea. I think it's just the price is just too soft and it just can't hang around. Can't stay below $50 a barrel. It has to go higher. And there've been those experts calling for price to be below $40 a barrel. It's all over the map. I mean, there's an old saying that, as Al Brooks mentions, that when prices of oil go up, you can find all kinds of pundits out there after the fact explaining why prices of oil are up. The price of oil is down. You can find all kinds of people explaining why the price of oil is down, and the challenge is to determine what is the. Sorry about that interruption. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was talking about the pundits. So you can find people that will agree that the price of oil is higher when there's a bunch of reasons for that. I don't know. I just thought that price of oil at below $50 a barrel is just too low. And given that the world's going to need, now whether maybe that's a real new set point. Anyways, it really doesn't really matter. We're just looking at the movement and over time. Now, we're just short-term traders anyway. We're not trading for the long term. We're trading for the short term. And we're day trading this. So we're not going to hold positions, very rarely hold positions overnight. But the point is that when you see, mind you, it'd be nice to have been long yesterday with a $3.40 rise in the price of oil. That would have been nice, but not the case. Anyway, let's talk about what I saw here, especially after this large movement up. That movement up, is the price going to continue to move up? After the open. Well, after this is most of the movement took place to 4 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. Price traded down, and right around here, this is just after 8 o'clock, almost 8:30. We had, I think, maybe some of this movement here. Don't know what it really accounts for that. I'm just saying that price attempted to go up higher, and we had a nice second entry. So price is decidedly bearish at this point in time. Price of oil is bearish, so we're heading down in this direction. I've got this channel drawn in here. Just a hesitation here, just like a pattern where price is moving down. And you could say that maybe this was a measured move down to here. Price pulled back, moved down again. Price pulled back, moved down again. So anytime you have this rejection off of this, the EMA or through this trend channel here, you take a look at that until we have decidedly recovery. And typically what's going to happen is going to be at the bottom. We're going to have a tight trading range of some type. Price is going to revisit a couple of times on an extended basis. Now, you want to see a tight trading range that it's a little bit longer. Where this is too small for a real dramatic turnaround in this direction. And this isn't bad, but considering that the movement was down in this direction so strong in the overnight, you're not really looking at going long in this case. This is a little different. You can see this area here. It's like price is resisting it a couple of times. We had this resistance here, or this support there. We had the support here and here. So this is not a bad trade. Let me get rid of this. Let's make this a little bit bigger. So let's take a look at a couple of things. Here's really the first trade, and what I'm saying is for the first trade here is that we've already had this movement down. There's softness at the top of this channel. It really hasn't, so it's really this particular trade is like a sell from the tops, expecting that maybe we'll clear out from here. Let me see, we just looking for 15 ticks. That's what we're trying to do. So what you want to do is you want to sell, try to limit in, keep your stop above here. I think it's worthwhile considering that this is just, it's moved sideways and that we don't know it's going to go this strongly down here, but you can see when the move picked up momentum. Now when price pulls back, hesitates, another way to go short right here, because I think this is a bit of a trap. That's like second entry short. Price moves up first time, fails, comes back, you see these tails, tries to move up again, and then immediate failure. So you can see, where here prices moved up to this area and then failed. So keeping your stop above this area, the 15 ticks, is fine. You can see it had this rapid first move down, pulls back, second move down. We have this pullback here, and you can see that price is like double tops in this area, double bottoms here, here and here. Almost, you can see that resistance in this area, and of course price tries to move down lower. Doesn't get down there, and off of this bottom here, you can see double bottoms here, capitulation. Have to go long in this area. Now I've marked it on this one because it was a pretty strong bar. When I'm saying that you could have gone long here, this is a second entry long, but it's a doji. Now if you keep your price down here, it's a riskier trade. It breaks out, pulls back again. This is price going to continue to head lower? Well, if you buy here and you keep your price, your stop below this area. It took a while to work out, and then with these bars here, if you haven't gone in here, you're not sitting through here. This is, I think, a good place to go long. The reason being is that it's a pretty strong bar. These are back-to-back bars, but this is a pretty strong bar, and you've got enough room to get out to this double top right here. And as you can see, it really sprung out of here. Now, when price got to this level, you had a break of the trend channel to a new low, new low off of this bar. Pulls back up and then fails again. So it's really like a second entry short. Price was like first failure, second failure right here. So second entry short at the top of this channel. Now I marked this one in red because you had a break of the trend channel, tried to go higher, and then you had this immediate failure. Pretty strong bar here. If you didn't get it on this one, it pulls back, and then there's another reason to get short here. It did work out. You don't have a lot of room to get to this area, but again, you're looking at maybe retesting here, or maybe a continuation down, and that's why I think that against this backdrop, it's not a bad trade to take, especially if you've got room to get out to this bottom right here, and to this, how price responds to this area, you have to really wait and see. This area and this tick down here, this little spear or this pin down to this area. So there's room to get your 15 ticks out to here if you're going across like here like this. Now, does go down here, and then price pulls back again. Again, another way to get in. Now, this was a little bit dicier because there's not as much room to get to these double bottoms, so I didn't really like that one too much. I could have seen take it if you limited in, it would have worked out for you. But then price, here you have a failed second entry long right here, which turns into a second entry short. So price moves on to first entry, fails, second entry long, doesn't get you your 15 ticks, I don't think. 40. Well, it does. Well, pardon me. So you could have gone along here and made it up. But I don't like this one from the standpoint of because it's within this channel. I want to see a break of the channel and then kind of recovery, maybe a move to the new low and then go long for this. And we didn't have that. Depending on where you put the channel in. You could have set it on a short-term time frame or a shorter channel. Your channel might be like this. Maybe it's like this. And then you have the break to new low and go longer. But it's only 2 bars. I don't really like that one. I think that's more decidedly low, and I'm looking at maybe a testing in this area. So when you see this price move, and it really falls off sharply here, you're not going to see this for sure. I mean, you don't expect to see this. What I'm expecting, however, is that it's a pretty strong bar. You've got some room to get out. As long as your stop is above here, you're okay. You might have to limit in, but it's an aggressive trade. I should mark this in green. It's a more aggressive trade. And so as a result, I'm marking in green. But, if you're in on this one here, you can see that price is resisting all the way through down here. Until we get to this bottom, we have a break. Now, why don't I mark this trade? It's just hanging out here by itself. It's a second entry long, but it's at the bottom of this channel. It's below here. Yes, it's a pretty strong bar, but it doesn't really retest to a new low. So that's why I didn't like it, but it does really come out of there. It breaks. Here's the second entry short right here, but it hasn't come outside the channel. It doesn't really close with any authority outside this channel. So now we have this break. moves out to here, and then you have a failure right to here. So if your stop is above this, you should be all right. Double Texas to whole bottom. Don't really like this one. You can see it's really this hesitation and this movement over here. So if you're going to take this trade, you're going to have to really put it in somewhere in this neighborhood again, but somewhere something like this to enter. But again, I should mark this one in green too. Doesn't really look like a red trade to me. Maybe not be. It's a little bit more in green, especially limiting in, because anytime you limit in, it's just more aggressive trade by nature. Price does move down here until we get to this bottom. Again, I marked this trade in green, and the reason I marked this one in green is because it does come down here, it does retest, it is a second entry long, a bit of a trap, there's a little bit of overlap. You've got 15 ticks is below here, so you just at this 15 ticks, you got room to get out to these double tops right here, so it is a break, and so I thought it was a reasonable trade to take. The price comes up here. I didn't like this as a long because it's a little bit too much overlap. I think it could turn down again, but you see these dojis hesitated. It moves up higher. Now we have a breakout pullback long here, and now we've had this this area across these tops here. Well, here's it looks like support. But, oops. Okay, we got the support. You know, you got this area here. This I put this line in here, so you have bounce here, your resistance here. I would say maybe this was early resistance at this area, but I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe this is what took over. But you see, it broke through here, and then we have the first pullback right here, and the slight doji, and then time to go up. Or you could even say that this is first pullback, second pullback. I don't think maybe not be as clear, but again, this is a breakout trade against the trend line. It's outside the EMA. I'm thinking because of this is a strong move up that we're going to get another move up of equal length. And the problem is it's really not really clear in here as whether it's a tight trading range or not. It is by definition, but these got these long bars. Al Brooks used to refer to it as barbed wire, but these are things that you have to limit in low in order to get your 15 ticks off, and that's really what the case was. So you had to limit in low. It was a good move, though. It moved up to this area, and now what about this area? Tight trading range, definitely. Prices traded up, pulls back, trades up again, pulls back in this area. So you have to say, once it establishes this tight trading range through here, you limit in to try to look for going long, or you sell and it's going short. Now, why don't I have any sells here? Well, it hasn't really broke below the EMA with any authority, but more importantly, we've had this fairly strong move up from the morning. I'm looking for another measured move up. So it's continuation pattern. Price trades up and into the range. Typically, will trade up and out of that range, depending on how it traded into it. And so that's why I've got a mark like this. So this is a continuation pattern as far as trading up into the range, hesitates, kind of collects itself, and then moves up higher. Now you can see this movement, this leg isn't as strong as this leg. This leg is a lot faster. This one has some hesitation, and then pulls back down here again, then moves up, and this is toward the end of the day. Anytime you're looking at your 15 ticks, you try to limit in at these bottoms. And even here, you can see price pulls back down to here, makes a new high, pulls back down here again. And, even if you go in, but this is really a quarter after 2, and so this is just before 2 o'clock. If you're in on these trades, you don't really need to look at taking these ones later in the day. And as Mac tells you, like when traders are late in the day, tendencies things sort of slow down quite a bit. Doesn't matter what market you're on. Some people hang around for the close because there's some action that always takes place around 2:30, 2:20, 2:30. Things pick up. So if you're looking at the open, pick up oil market picks up at 9 o'clock when it opens, 9:30 when the equity market's open, the index is open, and then later on in the day at 2:30 when there's a close. And of course, you can adjust for news and so forth as well to determine whether how things are going. Anyway, that's pretty much it for now. Pretty quick, just kind of give you some ideas. It's a pretty decent trading day, but it was almost really like a bigger range more than anything else. Price started higher, traded down, and traded right back up again. And interesting to see what happens tomorrow. That 1440 is really maybe tells you a little bit for today. So keep an eye on that as well. That's it for now. This is Vance. Bye for now.